The very first time I realized the importance of what I did was in 1988, when the first patient ever treated under the auspices of Worldwide walked into a clinic. Her name was Pauline. Pauline had Alzheimer's disease. She had lost her memory, her family, her friends, and we realized at that moment in time we were engaged in a mission. It's a calling, it's not a job. A job we can get almost any place. But a calling is when you have the opportunity to transform someone's life and the lives of the family.
I was at a site monitoring in Atlanta, and a patient walks in, and they came up to me and they said, thank you for the clinical trial that I've been able to enroll in. Thank you for that opportunity. And at that moment, I kind of stopped and I looked and I almost came to tears, because I realized that, it wasn't about data collection or showing up to a site or doing my CRA work. It really was seeing how it gave patients opportunities who didn't have any additional opportunities, a chance for hope, a chance to be able to fight their cancer and give them a little bit additional time.
Or one of the best examples I have of where our work here at Worldwide has made a very, very significant impact to the lives of children with the work that we've conducted within sickle cell disease. We initially started with the adolescent patient groups, and over 7 years we progressively worked our way down the age groups to a point where we're now investigating the effect of the drug in 6 to 12-month-old infants. The drug works. It's been approved by FDA, it's been approved by the European authorities. That's the reason why I get up every morning, come to work, because I know that the work we do will have a positive impact upon the lives of vulnerable patient groups.
We had some rare disease patients come into the unit. They were Becker's muscular dystrophy patients. And when I went up there to thank them for volunteering to come in and do a study with us, they actually looked at me and said, "No, we want to thank you." This was the first time, and I still get chills talking about it, this is the first time for many of them that they met someone else with that same disease and someone that could actually really understand them. So while they were participating in a study that eventually would help advance research in Becker's muscular dystrophy, they were also getting the satisfaction of talking to someone who actually understood what their disease felt like. And to me, that was an amazing opportunity for me.
Working on a gene therapy for a rare neuromuscular disease, very tragic outcomes without any form of treatment. That's where the standard of care was at the time that we were on that development. Being on the phase 3 investigator meeting where we were watching videos of these little kids who were not just still around, but running, laughing, playing. That was a chance to see literally the embodiment of all the work that had gone into the development to that point, and to be able to see those little guys on the film as potentially representing all of the future patients once it became available.
I was able to be just a small part of the first CAR T-cell therapy trial we had here in oncology at Worldwide. And when we enrolled that first patient, that gave me a real sense of accomplishment. That's an area, there's really a lot of promise in that field for oncology patients, and I just love the fact that we were able to enroll that first patient on our first study here at Worldwide.
Recently being diagnosed with a rare disease, it is amazing to see the practices that we put here and the impact that they can really have on patients. And so that makes me really proud to be with an organization that focuses on the patient. And now being a patient, I really see the value of what we're bringing to patients around the world that have rare diseases.
Unmet clinical needs expresses itself most dramatically in what we would call the orphan disease space. It's not for the weak of heart. It requires an incredible knowledge of the science, the pathophysiology of the disease in question, the incredible angst that family members go through encountering a rare disease, and they have the ability to work with such talented individuals within Worldwide, each of which who brings something unique to the table, is a very special opportunity.
Many of us have a personal or deeply rooted connection to the rare disease community, so we are laser focused on our commitment to driving our studies forward faster, knowing that any delay really reduces the availability of promising treatments for patients in the future.
I am passionate about oncology clinical research because I was introduced to research through my mother, who worked for a CRO when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. We got 9 years with her after that diagnosis because of the advances made during the time in oncology and in breast cancer treatment. And to have the opportunity to be a part of that now makes my work important to me in very personal ways and makes hard days easy to manage.
In the CNS field, there's a lot of underserved patients and populations, and through working at Worldwide, we're able to support sponsors on the quest for finding new innovative treatments.
Most of my colleagues, like-minded, have had either family or friends affected by cancer of some kind. I like the thought that we are giving options to those patients and their families.
Yeah, well, Worldwide's a very interesting place, and we actually made a commitment from the very beginning to bring in people who are like-minded. And importantly for us, that really meant people who had a passion about a specific indication. And although people are kind of generally knowledgeable about the clinical trials process in itself, we really want to look for people who are passionate about one specific thing.
I came to Worldwide because of the size of the company and the culture that we have here. I enjoy working with my colleagues, and the team that we are building and have built in oncology is really resonating in the industry.
I was drawn to Worldwide primarily because of their scientific expertise. It really brought me back to my roots of clinical research in academia, where I was much closer to the science and more involved in the strategy and learning how to operationalize that for evidence generation.
I chose to come to Worldwide because of our commitment for rare disease operational success. We really put our money where our mouth is in terms of creating new corporate initiatives to enroll our trials faster. We meet with patients on a regular basis to understand how their insights can impact our operationalization of a study.
I came to Worldwide because I saw an organization that had such promise and such strength and had a wonderful foundation built on that scientific, methodological rigor, that patient centricity.
Working here, I've been surrounded by strong female leadership. I've been surrounded by passionate people who love the change, who want the change, but also to want to create a better work environment for everybody. Team, collaboration, endless possibilities are why I work here every day.
I love what I do, and I hope people see that when they interact with me. There's not a lot of jobs out there that you can work at and say that you're actually changing the lives of people, and I see it every day.
We just have a phenomenal group of leaders here in oncology and really throughout Worldwide.
In addition to the chance to work alongside all of these amazing people at Worldwide, I would say something that's really important to me is our focus on the smaller biotech. So these are the shops where they're doing high risk, high reward activity, where they're really letting go of preconceived notions about what they could accomplish, where they really are pushing the boundaries. That is our focus here. We're built to sort of bridge any gaps they may have on their own team to enable their dreams because we share their same passion for making a difference for their patients.
The projects that we're working on, the complexities of these studies is ever increasing. We are not working on oral drug for rare disease trials anymore. Often have very complex modes of administration, very complex regulatory approval pathways, and these trials are just harder to enroll because we're in a great competitive space. There are a number of different trial options for many rare diseases.
Here at Worldwide, I think we have this unique mix between, really be driven by science and by patients. And this in a culture of team spirit, that is really, I believe, what makes Worldwide unique.
We started out with 7 people in an abandoned storefront in a suburb of Atlanta. And today we are in 60 countries, roughly 3,000 people. But more than scale, it's talent, it's infrastructure, it's talent. There's not a single person that I meet, not a conversation that I have that I don't really enjoy at the most deep level. That's the pleasure of working at Worldwide.